My name is Mohammed Usman and my friend Abdurrahman Hazmi and Ahmed Jarannabi. Today we'll present our senior project, Data Analytics and Demand Forecasting for an online retail, and we will show how it can be applied for a non-profit organization. So the outline of our project is we'll start defining the data analytics and machine learning. I will then see how it can be applied, what are the applications of it in non-profit organizations. We'll go through our project and then we'll conclude with a summary. So data analytics is the science of analyzing data and extracting actionable insights from them. It requires using some software, not very advanced. Whereas machine learning is the practice of using algorithms to enable machines to learn by themselves without explicitly programming them to do so. In this part, we use advanced algorithms like neural networks, XGBoost, gradient boosting in general, and we see here the interaction between data analytics and machine learning. So what are the applications of data analytics and machine learning in non-profit organizations? It first can be applied in budgeting and forecasting. In budgeting, forecasting how much we'll have from customers, how many customers we'll have, how many we'll get from the donors. These are all important aspects for any non-profit organizations. By accurately forecasting the numbers, we can improve the efficiency of our work, we can get a better planning, and by this we reduce the cost and the operational cost. Also fundraising and target outreach. Fundraising is the main resource for most non-profit organizations. By specifying by choosing the right donors, we can limit the cost of this process. We also need to we use machine learning at define the targeted people. We see many people who are in need. It's not an easy process to identify them. We need to get a lot of data from many organizations and many governments. So using machine learning, we can identify these people accurately. This will reduce many very high costs. Now I'll leave you with our project with Abdurrahman.
So the goal of our project is to provide a fair comparison between the classical methods of forecasting, which are, for example, the moving average and exponential monitoring, etc., and also between the statistical learning methods like machine learning and AI techniques. So we went ahead and downloaded this dataset. This is a dataset for providing the demand for an online retail store in UK. It contains nearly 900,000 data, and it also represents the demand for maybe 2,000 products. We decided to choose only one product, which is the product with the highest demand, for two reasons. The first reason is we wanted to have the product with the highest demand, so the more data points we have, the more accurate the result will be. Also, we expect each product to have its own behavior, so we want to base our analysis on only one type of behavior. Before doing the analysis, we wanted to understand how the product we chose behave. We created these charts in order to do that. Here we have the monthly demand for the product in a year. As we can see, month number 6 has the highest demand. This is also the daily demand for the whole year. As you can see here, we have few peaks, and also we have negative values here. The negative values represent that customers are retaining the product. Here we have the demand in a week per day. As you can see, Friday is the day with the highest demand. We expect that because Friday is the first day of the weekend. And also here we have the demand per hour in a day. As we can see, the hour number 15, which is 3 p.m., is the hour with the highest demand. The reason is whatever order is done before 3 will be shipped at the same day, and whatever demand is ordered after 3 will be shipped the other day. This is why all the people are rushing and trying to order before 3 p.m. Also, this is how the raw data looks like. We did extensive data pre-processing using Python to transform this data set into time series data set. What we mean by time series data set is we want to base our analysis on hourly basis. We want to have the hours, the records of demand in hours for the whole year. Here, can you go back? Here we have an actual record of the demand. Whenever demand is done, there will be a record. While after the pre-processing, we have all the hours in the whole year. As you can see here, this is for example the first day of the year, and we have 24 hours for that day, and also we have the quantity and demand at that day, and also here's we have a lot of zeros. This explains the time series approach.
Okay, now I'll show you the tools that we used in machine learning. The first tool was artificial neural networks. This tool is inspired by the human brains, and it's basically you feed it with many data. Then the model start to learn from this data and give very accurate predictions. And this is the results of our demand. Can you go to the next tool was called XGBoost. It stands for extreme gradient boosting. This method is basically a decision trees, and it works iteratively. And each iterative it start to reduce the error until you reach the error very accurate results. And here is our results. And here we try to combine the both models to get even better results. I'll show you the next. I'll show you this is the conversion between the machine learning tools and the classical methods. It's clearly the machine learning tools was dominating the classical methods. The best method we had is XGBoost. It's improved the classical methods by 15%. So to conclude, machine learning help us to get better forecasting. Better forecasting help any organization to get better planning, which will help the organization to minimize the cost, because it help the organization to get better budgeting planning. And at the end, also it increases operational efficiencies. For example, in Takaful organization, one of the basic things is to determine the students in need. So we can apply these methods to determine, to divide the students into classes and to determine the class of the most need students. Also, it gives very good predictions for the number of students in the following semesters, which will help the organization to get better resources. I think this is our time. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much.